This morning, we're checking in once again with Dr. Laura Saunders from Hartford Healthcare for her advice for families who have to now deal with this. Joining us over the phone, Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you here. Yeah, please start by telling us what is this now going to mean to kids and families to try to keep kids sort of active when they're still being shut out of the sports that they love so much?
So this is going to be the challenge, or one of the many challenges that we're going to face over the next few months. As we're coming into winter, it's colder, it gets darker. Not having scheduled or planned activities for our teenagers or our children is going to be problematic because it really means that they're going to be stuck inside more isolated, less socially connected. So it's going to take a lot of effort on parents' part to find creative ways for kids to be more active.
What advice do you have for families with teenagers?
I think it's checking out what resources might be still available in your community. I really always think it's a great resource to talk to other parents. Sometimes other parents have good ideas. There's a lot of different social media pages for various towns. See what's available for young people. We really can't mentally and emotionally keep kids in the house with nothing else to do, learning remotely for months on end. It will be so damaging to their mental and emotional health. So we're going to have to, as communities, get more creative on how we can provide some activities outside the home.
And you're not just talking about socially, of course, physically, too. I mean, with a lot of these summer sports, they were either able to go on, or at least you could do something resembling it outside. That's kind of harder with basketball and very hard with hockey. But let's talk about that social component now. I know we've talked a lot about kids using video games and their online social components to try to bridge the gap. Is that still a good idea, or is that something we've got to worry more about limits like we were before the pandemic started?
Right. Well, in the beginning of the pandemic, I said, all limits are off. We just need to get through this. But, we're in the long haul here. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And so we need to come up with some creative ways. It might be that we let our kids do some of the online gaming, but I worry that can become addictive pretty quickly. And it is such a passive way to interact with people, and it means you're getting no physical activity because you're sitting in a chair with a controller in your hand staring at a screen. So I understand that might be our only option, but finding ways for kids to work out, coming up with little challenges. You're talking about the virtual Manchester road race, right? Going out and doing a hike for 5 miles as logging your time in. So we're going to have to get creative because we can't let kids be sedentary for months on end.
All right. Dr. Saunders, thank you so much. A lot of good information.